Hello, my name is Dawn Priolat of dawnpriolat.com, and I help women to finally end the self-sabotaging patterns that keep them scrambling around to get the crumbs in relationships, and instead learn how to love from a conscious place and to attract a man who loves them. So today I am here to do a video for you. I'm going to do a series on some weight loss issues because, so many of these issues, it's not just weight loss. It also has to do with self-esteem. It's not just money. Money and relationships are related. How you feel about your body and relationships are very, very much related. So, if you, like me, are wanting to get rid of a few extra pounds or maybe more than a few, this might be very helpful for you. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to measure from 0 to 10. I'm going to say a statement, and I want to have you say it out loud. So the statement is, I feel so deprived. So say it out loud and just get a measurement. 0 to 10. 0 means it doesn't sound true at all. 10 is like, wow, that really resonates with me. Just get a measurement, and then I'm going to do some EFT tapping with you, because this is one of the biggest issues with overeating, binge eating, and just being overweight. And I talk to so many women in doing the Love Map sessions, and so many of you were coming from a home where you felt unloved, you didn't really feel safe. And so this deprivation, I think, is going to be a match for a lot of you. So we'll just start by tapping on the karate chop point on the side of the hand. Even though I feel so deprived, and I always have, ever since I was a little girl, there was never enough. There was never enough love. There was never enough attention. There was never enough affection. And sometimes there was never enough food either. And I feel so deprived even to this day. I have carried this deprivation around with me all these years. And I choose to love and accept myself, and I'm choosing to honor my feelings right now. Even though I feel so deprived, I feel deeply deprived, because there's just never been enough. There's never been enough love to go around. There's never been enough food to go around. How many times did I go to bed hungry? And how many times did I get up and go to school every day hungry? And I felt the shame and the embarrassment, because there was just something not right about my family. And maybe I felt like there was something not quite right about me. If I wasn't even good enough to get fed, if I wasn't even good enough to have food, then what the heck was wrong with me? There must have been something wrong with me, that I didn't deserve even that. So even though I feel so deprived, and I should feel deprived, these things happened to me. This was real. And I have every right to feel this. I love and accept myself, and I love myself, and I honor my feelings. Even though I feel so deprived, and I've always felt deprived, and I'm right about this. There's never been enough. It's the truth. There never was enough. My family, everybody was so grabby. There was never enough to go around. There was never enough love. There was never enough food, never enough money. All this anxiety and stress because there was never enough. And I still walk around today feeling like there's never enough. I feel deprived. I feel like there's this big, dark, empty hole inside of me that can never be filled, no matter how much I eat, no matter how much gooey, sugary goodies, they call them, I put in my body. It's never enough. It's never enough to satisfy me. It's never enough to fill that hunger. And it just feels hopeless sometimes. And I feel deprived. And I'm just going to honor that. And now tapping through the points. All this feeling of deprivation. I'm just going to honor it now. Maybe I've never really shared this with many people, because there was so much shame about this. My family was just so different. And maybe I thought there was something wrong with me. There must have been. Because who doesn't feed their kids? I thought there was something wrong with me. That I wouldn't get fed. That I wasn't good enough. Even to get fed. And I've carried this anxiety around food and pretty much around everything else my whole life. Because I've never felt safe. I've never felt provided for or taken care of. I've never really known where my next meal was coming from. I've always felt anxiety about that. And I still do to this day, even though it really no longer makes any sense. I still carry that anxiety in my body that I might not get fed. So I've got to eat as much as I can when the food is available, and I eat it as fast as I can, as if somebody is going to take it away from me. All this anxiety around food, all this anxiety that there isn't going to be enough, all this anxiety that I might starve to death, and all the lifetimes that this is coming from. I am so willing to heal this feeling of deprivation, this anxiety around food, this anxiety and fear that there isn't going to be enough. Because the truth is, there wasn't enough. I have real evidence that I can point to because it really happened. I was there. And this is real for me. And so I'm going to just honor this and everything that this is bringing up for me. And I choose to heal it. Take a deep breath. Okay, now I want you to once again tune in and say that phrase out loud again. I feel so deprived. And I want you to get a measurement. Now, just as an example, if you were a 10 when we started, for some of you it might have gone down a bit, maybe down to a 5. If it went up, if it's really, really even more intense, just keep tapping. Like, just tap on your collarbone like I'm doing. Just keep tapping, because you're bringing something more up. You know, there may be a lot of other trauma that is attached to this. So just keep tapping, and I promise you it will start to come down. But in the meantime, I'm going to take a drink of water, and I suggest you do too, because we're moving a lot of energy. And I want to do a second round, and I want to acknowledge some of you may not be ready for this yet, and if that's the case, you can always go back and watch the video again and do that first round of tapping. But I'm going to do a second round of tapping where I'm going to bring in more of the positive, and because for some of you the intensity has come down. So we'll start again with the karate chop point. Even though I'm feeling a little bit better now, but I still have some of this feeling of deprivation. And I'm actually feeling some anger coming up about this, because it was just so unfair. It was so unfair. And I'm really pissed about this, because now I have to constantly run around feeling deprived all the time, feeling anxious, feeling needy, and it has really screwed me up in my relationships. I come into relationships feeling needy, feeling, like I can never get enough. And it drives people away from me. And with food in my body, I cannot get this thing right. And I'm really pissed off, because I didn't choose this programming. I didn't choose all of this programming around scarcity and lack with food and money and love and basically everything. But it's really screwing me up. And I'm just going to acknowledge how I feel about this. I deserve to feel this way. I should feel this way after what they did. Even though I still feel some of this deprivation, and I'm really feeling kind of pissed about it, because it isn't fair. I love and accept myself, and I am so willing to heal this and to release it. Even though I still feel some of this deprivation, and it still feels unfair. And I'm wondering if I can ever really let go of any of this, because it just feels like a part of me now. It feels like a part of who I am. It feels like my identity. But I choose to love and accept myself, and I honor myself. And I'm willing to let go of this as much as I can right now. And every day, maybe a little bit more. So back through the points. I would love to really let this go. But maybe there's a part of me that feels like I need to hold on to this. I need to hold on to the evidence of what they did to me. I still haven't had my day in court. They still haven't gotten their punishment for what they did. And so how can I let go of the evidence? I haven't had my day in court. I haven't really ever been able to tell anybody what happened, what they did to me. And it is so unfair. It is just so unfair that people can get away with that. I was just a little girl. I was so helpless. I was so powerless. And what kind of person doesn't feed a child? What kind of person could do that? It is so unfair. I don't want to let it go because it's just not right. Maybe there are some things that are just unforgivable. I still don't want to let this go. I still don't want to let it go. But there is a part of me that already knows. How I can move forward and let this go. And that part of me is willing to inform the rest of me now. It's doing so. Right now. My mind, body, and spirit are now receiving this information. I don't have to know how to let this go. I don't have to even forgive them right now if I don't want to. Because maybe I just don't know how to do this. But there is a part of me that does. And I'm going to give that over to that higher part of me. Because right now, I just can't do it. And it's okay. I'm willing to let go right now of some of the anxiety that I've been carrying around my whole life. I'm willing to let go of some of this feeling unsafe, unloved. I'm willing to let go of this feeling of being unwanted, not valuable enough even to feed, not good enough even to feed. I am so willing to see this from a higher place. I am so willing to let this go. Just keep breathing and tapping. Okay, so if you're still triggered by this, just keep tapping, and you can always go back through this video and do the tapping again. But I want you to, if you're feeling calmer now, I want you to once again tune in to the thoughts, the feelings, and that phrase. And say the phrase again out loud. I feel so deprived. And just check. If you're not quite down to a 0 yet, if you're at even a 2 or a 1, no worries, because that 2 or 1 will probably start to come down even lower in the next few minutes. I really, really hope that this has brought up something that's going to help you. because this has been an issue for me. And I know that if I have experienced hunger, and I grew up in the United States, I'm sure I'm not the only one who has gone to bed hungry, gone to school hungry, and felt like some kind of alien or some kind of weird person, or felt like, there's something wrong with me because I wasn't even good enough to feed. I know I'm not alone. Please leave your comments below. Please tell me how this video has affected you and what it has brought up for you. And also, because I want to do a series of these videos concerning binge eating and emotional eating and overweight and your body image. I really want to do a lot of these videos because this is an issue. I mean, this is about loving you, about loving your body. The temple that is, what's housing your soul. So this is pretty important. So let me know how you feel in your comments. And if you would like to do some private coaching with me, if this has brought up some heavy stuff that you really feel like you want to get help with, you can go to my website at dawnpriolette.com, and I will put the link below, and you can either go to my where it says schedule appointment on my website, or you can also fill out the contact form on that website and just let me know that you've got some stuff coming up and you really need some one-on-one sessions. Okay, so until the next video, I'm Dawn Priolette, and I hope this was helpful for you.